Hey, what's up, guys? Relationships part two. In the studio, I have Michelle and Kuda. Start with Michelle. Let's get right into it.
Hi people, how are you during this quarantine lockdown period? Hopefully everyone's safe. Hopefully everyone's doing well. This is a tough time for everyone, but we all pray that this thing comes to pass and we can all go back to our normal daily routines. So I've been blessed with the opportunity of becoming a guest on Zero Talks on IGTV. Thank you, Zira. Anyway, my name is Michelle and I've been in a relationship with Kuda for 16 months now. It has been a beautiful journey, to be honest. It has been a learning experience. I have grown so much as a person because looking back to before I started dating him and now, a lot has changed about me. So hopefully next time I come by, I'll be able to say we've been together for, I don't know, 15 years, 20 years. I'm speaking things into existence, guys. Just like it says in the scripture in Matthew 21, verse 22, and whatever you ask in prayer, you will receive if you have faith. So let's get into it. I had to play some music because I don't want it to be too tense. Anyway, so trust. There are many definitions on trust, but the one I found most suitable, the one I liked the most, rather my own definition of trust, is being comfortable with being vulnerable with someone. So when you are vulnerable with someone, you don't really care about them knowing your insecurities. You share your thoughts, your secrets, your fears, everything. Basically, this person has enough leverage to tear you apart, guys. They know a lot, but despite this, you are willing to take the risk. That's basically trust, because we all know the consequences that come with trusting a person, but at the end of the day, we overlook those consequences and we still choose to trust that person. So do I trust my boyfriend? Yes, I do. I trust you, Kudakwashi Kupara. So why do I trust him? I think the shortest response I can give to that is it doesn't give me a reason not to trust him. Most people would think I'm saying I don't have any insecurities, like none at all. No, that's not the case. Insecurities are there. And it's normal to have insecurities. Some people might disagree with this, but then I say it's normal because at times we can't avoid the insecurities. But an insecurity becomes a problem if it's stunting your growth as a couple. Because when you aren't able to open up emotionally to your partner because of an insecurity, how can you build the trust on that? Because initially you're supposed to open up, you're supposed to talk about things. And if you can't do that, how can you build your trust? So, there are 10 things that I'm going to talk about that will help you build trust in a relationship. I will not get into detail, but yeah. So I will not be able to get into each and every point because of time. I have limited time, but hopefully what I'm going to say will help someone. So how do you build trust in a relationship? You have to earn it. Earn the trust. Second, keep your promises. Third, keep their secrets. You can't be going everywhere telling everyone about your boyfriend's personal information. That doesn't help at all. Communicate openly and in person. Okay, during this time, obviously, you might not be able to see each other because of the lockdown, and obviously, due to the transport costs and everything, and some people are in long distance relationships, you can't, communicate in person all the time. But even on the phone, talk about stuff, have those deep conversations, just have a one-on-one with your person, right? So don't judge, become vulnerable, be forgiving, work on your personal growth, be supportive to your partner, disagree in private. Guys, please don't create a scene when you're arguing. That is just not good for your relationship. So that was the 10th Um, that was the 10th point. Hopefully, this helps someone some way, whether you're in a relationship now or you're going to be in a relationship in the future. Thank you, Zara, for this opportunity, and thank you guys for listening.
Thank you so much. So now let's move on to Kuda.
Zira, what's good, man? What's good, and your audience? What up? What up? What up? Yeah. So this is me. This is me. I'm quite excited about the series. Thank you for inviting us, man. Thank you. I hope we share a bit of nuggets, to help someone, to help some people, and to just be inspirational, So before I dive into it, I just need to mention this, guys. I'm in a relationship with this beautiful, amazing girl, guys. Her name is Michelle, and it's been amazing. You should see the way I'm smiling right now. It's been amazing. We're on to our 16th month. It's just been beautiful. We just turned 16 months, and it's just been a beautiful journey. I've really enjoyed it, you know. And yeah, so just to put it out there, just to put it out there before I dive into the topic, I'm with an amazing girl, and my relationship is amazing. And I know some of you might say that everyone would say that, but no, guys. In all sincerity, my relationship is quite amazing. You should, if only I could invite you into the house of our relationship, and then you could live there for a weekend. You would understand exactly what I'm talking about. But yeah, okay, that's out of the way. Shout out to Zira Talks. Shout out once more, my guy. So now let me dive right into it. I don't think I can explain or define rather trust better than Michelle did. So I'm just gonna go into what I think trust is or comprises rather, because the definition is I can't do any better than she did. That was for me. That was the it's not basic. I can't call it a basic definition, but that was a beautiful definition of trust in this romantic sense. So yeah, I personally believe that trust is the backbone of any relationship, be it business, friendship, family. If there's no trust, then that relationship is weak because you've got insecurities on a very high level. And I'm not saying that relationship with trust has no insecurities. I personally don't believe that. I believe insecurities are always gonna be there because insecurity is not because of the other person. It's usually it it emanates from within. So okay, but then that's a whole different topic. Let me not digress. So sticking to trust. So it being the backbone of any relationship, I've come to believe that trust is like a baby. It's like a baby that never grows up. We have to constantly take care of our trust and nurture it and look out for it. How do we do this? Michelle mentioned a few things. No, she mentioned actually quite a lot. That's also part. I believe in that as well. That's also part of how you can look out for your trust. And basically, it's about not giving your person reason not to trust you because they've given you a part of themselves. It's a big part of yourself to give to someone to trust them. So I believe once you're given that part of someone, especially the one you claim to love, you should always respect it and look out for that trust and to never break that trust. So um whenever we're talking about this issue of trust, I've broken it down. I've realized we're actually talking about um honesty. If I can break it down into three things, this is honesty, integrity, and transparency. That's how I want to break it down. So this comprise these three things, I believe, will comprise the whole idea of trust. So to look out for trust, let's be honest and let's act right even in the absence of our partners. And let's what's great, transparency. Thank you, sorry. And transparency as well. Let's be transparent, in our relationships. I think, yeah, those are the few nuggets I can share for now. So I'm just going to quickly go through a mini Q&A. It's just two questions. I'm just going to blab on about what I think about them. Okay, let's get into it. What advice? No, no, no. Let me start with the other one. Do you think trust is built during or before a relationship? I can't I can't conclusively say that trust is built or is supposed to be built at a particular stage in a relationship, because the dynamics of relationships are totally different, and the circumstances surrounding the formation of those relationships is completely different, because we're completely different people, different backgrounds, different pressures. So this is just based on opinion and what I believe. I believe the best kind of trust is built before, and I think most people build their trust before relationship. I mean, who would get into a relationship with someone you don't trust? Going back to the definition Michelle gave, being comfortable with being vulnerable with someone. If I put it correctly, how can you get into a relationship and give yourself to someone before you've established that comfort? So I believe for most it's built before. I think that's what I think. For most people it's built before, because we can't dive into such a serious commitment before establishing some level of trust. So yeah, then the next one will be, do I no 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 what advice would I give to couples with trust issues? Okay, so if trust becomes an issue, that means it's been broken, and this is now a case of rebuilding trust. This is a difficult one. It has dissolved many relationships, unfortunately, and this also proves that trust is very important and it should be taken care of. So the advice I would give to couples with trust issues is, we couples have got this magical thing called love. You love 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 is patient. So it being so, it gives us room to actually rebuild because of that feeling we have for one another. So what I would advise is, the party at fault should just acknowledge and accept the wrongdoing. I think that's the first step, is acknowledging and accepting your wrongdoing. That's the first step to mending it, right? And then secondly, we do it together. Whatever principle was broken to break the trust, be it honesty, if honesty was violated, if transparency was violated, if if integrity was violated, then let's work together, and make sure it never happens again. That goes into us being sincere with our apologies if you were ever at fault. That's the basic advice I would give to couples. And just to the most important thing is to remember the love we have for each other, and what we stand to lose from the relationship being broken, or what we stand to gain. This is now based on the decision whether to break it, or to move forward with it. This is now based on individuals. So, but then that's the basic advice I could give, to just remember the love you have for one another, and to move on together, you know but this can only happen after the first step, acknowledging and accepting and being sincere in our apology. I think that's what I can say. Yeah, this has been a lot of minutes. So yeah. Right. So in closing, to those in relationships, those who are working towards relationships at any level, let's just be honest with our spouses, guys. Not our, okay, if I say spouse, it will seem like I'm married, but yeah, that's how seriously I take my relationship. So yes, let's be honest to our persons. You know, let's be transparent. Let's act right even in their absence, to respect the trust they have in us, because like mentioned, it's a big part of someone that they're giving to. So let's just respect it, and let's own up to the commitment we made. To be with the person. You're not forced to be in this relationship. Okay, maybe let me not make that joke. It's a bad joke. Let me not. But yeah, you're not forced to be in a relationship. So just let's just own up to the commitment, do right by our persons, and we'll have a beautiful relationship. I believe that because I'm living it. So yeah, yeah.